I hope you're having a wonderful day today and that the day started for you with incredible things and you're very happy today. I really keep fingers crossed for you that you feel this way, even though there might be some challenges that you encountered in the morning or that you're going to encounter in the afternoon, later on today, or in the evening. And I'm sure that you're still going to do your best, the best thing possible that you could just think of, and what at this moment in your life you're able to do. And the topic I brought today is fear, because fear of so many different things. Because in my conversations in the past couple of weeks, these were the topics that were coming up quite frequently, because we know that the world is changing quite a bit, and there are a lot of things happening right now which we have no idea what the end of that shall be. If you read the news and if you listen to some people who are experts in telling the future, if it is possible to tell the future, then you know that there are going to be major changes that on the individual's level is going to be experienced as well. And of course, worldwide, we can see that there are just rearrangements of certain things. I'm sure that you are watching the news as well, so you are absolutely familiar with those things that are going on. Now, there are four kinds of fear that I wanted to touch upon today. And, as usual, this is going to be a short live. I just want to provoke some thoughts in you that hopefully, during the course of your day, you're going to, give a minute or two to think about some of these ideas and to see whether these are actually a part of your life as well. And the first thing, obviously, because if you've been following my videos, you know what the past few days held for us. The first one is a fear of a disease. And I strongly believe that if you're afraid of something that it would happen, then it is gonna happen. It is just for a fact. And the reason why I'm saying it is that oftentimes I do not catch the disease that people around me have, no matter whether I care for them or whether I, support them with anything that I can, just with my presence even. And I remember this last time, it crossed my mind that, hey, what if I catch it? And from that moment on, this little thing was on my mind, and I did catch it, of course, but I also believed that I could get out of it much faster than I expected it to be the situation. But another thing is that if you live your life in a healthy way, if you really focus on the quality of the food that you eat, if you really focus on doing exercises or doing sports regularly and frequently enough, I would, consider both of those being important. Or if you also pay attention to taking vitamins, because we know for a fact, again, that the food that we can purchase, the ingredients that we can purchase at the stores, do not have the same amount of vitamins and minerals in them as at the time when my grandmother was a young kid. Because, the quality of the soil has changed. There are new ways to produce food, and I'm sure that you as well have read several books about, how the quality of food has changed and how much artificial flavoring is used, additives are used, and a lot of chemicals can be found in our food, basically. And this is the reason, actually, at least this is how I see the world, why there are so many people suffering from various different kinds of allergies. Now, if you really want to do something against this kind of fear of yours, that you might catch a disease, the easiest thing to do is to focus on a healthy lifestyle. Now, what exactly is a healthy lifestyle for you? I'm not here to preach about what is healthy and what is not. What I do is are those things which I have mentioned earlier. So I focus on the quality of the food that I purchase. I also focus on using products that I know can support my immune system so that my body is strong enough to fight whatever comes up. And I also do exercises every single day, no matter whether it's rain or shine, or I just make it sure that I definitely exercise at least for half an hour if I have time for no longer period of time than that. Now, this being said, let me move on to the second kind of fear I wanted to mention a few ideas about, and that's the fear of becoming poor. And due to the business I do and due to the activities I do through that, I meet a lot of people who are afraid to buy things because they're afraid they're going to run out of their savings. Now, my question, if you happen to think the same way, is that what is it that you do in order to have enough? Is there anything that you are changing in your life to make ends meet. Because if you have to live on your salary, and the value of that has definitely changed over the course of the past couple of years because of the inflation, because of so many different things that affect the economy. Yes, I understand you're experiencing the difficulties that are produced by the prices that have increased significantly. Everything is more expensive. But my question to you is, are you going to stay afraid of what the situation can bring you and how you would be able to make ends meet, or you start to use your creative mind to come up with some ideas, some thoughts about what it is that fits your life, what it is that fits your personality, what it is that you would be happy to do, and add that to your daily routine, add that to your daily life. Because once you have your mind set on that, the fear is going to disappear. I am a person who was always afraid of becoming poor. And I understand that the world around me is changing so much that if I focus on the changes and if I accept the fact that if I go with the flow, if I just know what I want, if I let the how up to the universe, even though I know what exactly it is that I'd like to achieve, then it's going to happen. Because why wouldn't it happen? I mean, that's the best question you can ask yourself. If you have a creative idea, it is yours, and there is a reason why it came to your mind. So if you feel that you find it difficult to make ends meet, then start to listen to your heart and your mind together and find out what those things are that you can do. Because I know that there are several options. Well, of course, one of the options is what I do, work in affiliate marketing, because it is the best possible opportunity for average people, and I consider myself being definitely an average person. And I know that starting my own business, I have already tried that. I lost so much money on the so-called preschool or kindergarten that I built because it just did not work out the way I really wanted it to work out. But let's leave that story to another live. I don't want to get into the details of that, but it was definitely not a successful endeavor. And what I realized was that affiliate marketing is the kind of endeavor that really helps people, average people, somehow find their fortune, find out how lucky they can be if they put effort and time and energy, and especially their mindset they work on, and it's going to change their lives. That is definitely for sure. But another thing could be that you consult people who can make your money work if you have money like that. Or you can start thinking about what exactly is it that you can create with your own hands. Let it be some handicraft, let it be something that you can create using some raw material, some base material, and then figure out how you can put that online to introduce yourself, your hobby, your all the things that you love doing to the rest of the world. And maybe somebody's going to figure out how great you are and how great your products are, and people will start purchasing that. And by the word of mouth, it's going to get to, I don't know, the 1,000th of person, and you're going to have a big business about that. So there are very different things that you can actually consider as an opportunity for yourself if you feel that, if you understand, I would rather phrase it this way, if you understand that every single change starts with you, okay? And if you keep that in your mind, then I'm sure you're going to find a way to lose that kind of fear that you have in connection with your financial situation. Even though, in my mind, being a person who was always looking at reality, and that pretty much limited myself. I really limited myself with that, but trying to use that kind of thinking, I understand if you say that, oh my gosh, spending money at a time when things are seemingly getting worse is a crazy idea. But let me tell you, the Rockefellers, Robert Kiyosaki, and all those people just earned their fortune through a time when people stopped spending and buying things wisely. That's what they did. They started to buy things wisely and use their money in a very clever way. I do recommend Rich Dad, Poor Dad for you if you have not yet read it. It's an incredible book, and it really gives you ideas, written by Robert Kiyosaki, to learn about some financial matters and issues. Okay, but let me just move on. There is also a fear I have encountered when people say that I just can't do it. Let me ask you a question. Why do you say that you just can't do it? Have you really given enough thought to it? Who can do it? It's your idea. If there is an idea coming to you, it is for you, not for me, not for your friend, not for your family. It is for you. Napoleon Hill says it, I think, in one of his books, that if an idea occurs to you, you can eventually make that become reality, because that was a thought that occurred in your head, in your mind, in your I don't know, in your everything, and it was not a different person who came up with it. So nothing comes to your mind that you cannot do. It's the question whether you're willing to sacrifice time, whether you're willing to sacrifice your energy, or maybe even some of your finances towards that thing so that it could become reality. And let me give you some example from my mind. I wasn't really sure about, whether I wanted to do this new kind of job that I took up 3 years ago. But now I understand that because I decided that I wanted to learn every single day, which I still do today, let me tell you that. So it's a never-ending process. I realized that, yes, life can change. If I change, then the things around me are going to change as well. And this is just, incredible. The journey, the path, the experience is something that I wish for all of you to make it a part of your life. Because if you decide that you can't do it, let me tell you that you are right. You cannot do it. But if you decide that you can do it, then here's the good news. That's also going to be true, and you will be able to do that. And another thing is that, hey, write down what you want to do. Let me show you my secret. Here I have a little booklet, nice and pink. That used to be my favorite color, shiny and bright. I have everything written here that I consider being very important and I wanted to make come true. And let me tell you, I have already been able to put some checks next to the things, some of the things that are in this book in the course of these past 3 years, because they became true. I was working towards that. I was learning new things every day just to make sure that those wishes and desires were becoming true. And then, because he mentioned that there will be 4 different kinds of fears that I would like to talk about, the last one I would like to mention is connected to my post on my Facebook page, and it is the fear of what other people say. I got a very interesting comment from an ex-classmate of mine, and I really appreciated it because he pointed it out to me why I was posting things if I said that I didn't care about what others thought about me, or I guess he meant whether I wanted to get likes for those posts. And I sent my comment back to him mentioning the fact that, I post because I think that my thoughts or my ideas, my pictures, my visuals do mean something to somebody out there. And I strongly believe that we learn from people every single day, and we oftentimes do not know those people. I mean, do I know those whose quotes I read and whose quotes affect my life because it provokes a thought in me that helps me survive in certain situations? Well, they didn't put it out there, their idea, just because they wanted to get likes for that. They did that because they thought it was for the benefit of some people. And I don't usually get feedback on whether I was helping anybody or not. I mean, a poet, when he or she writes his or her poems, does that poet do it because he wants to get feedback from the readers? Well, I know it about my daughter that she writes because she wants to write. She wants to get those out of her system. She wants to share those with people who might just feel that they have a much better day by reading her poems. She's never even checking her Facebook page or the page where she posts her poems to check how many likes she got. She does it for her own entertainment. And this is what I can tell you. So if you have a fear of what other people tell you, then start working on your self-confidence. Okay? It's really important that you know that whatever you do is excellent, is really good for you, or it should be. That's the way how you should feel about it, because you're expressing something about yourself. If you don't want to express anything about yourself, obviously you're not going to post anything on Facebook or Instagram or any other social media platform. But I realized that so many people care about the opinion of others that it basically limits them down to expressing their thoughts. And what if that thought just helped their next door neighbor? Or what if that thought just helped somebody 10,000 miles away from the place where they lived? You just never know that in advance. But once you put the word out there, there is a story. Well, it's not really a story coming to my mind, but I read it somewhere. You can tell I'm a reader, right? That sometimes when you smile at a person in the street, that might be the best thing for that person that day. And I'm just asking you the question, why not do it? Okay, so it's not for getting feedback from that person, but maybe that person goes home in the evening and says, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful for that smile because it was so encouraging. So this is why I think I can tell you that just give that smile to that other person, or just give your good vibe, your good thoughts, your anything to a person that you might not even know, you might not even get any feedback about. And don't be afraid of what others think about you. Try to work on your self-confidence. Try to work on yourself so that you're able and happy to express whatever is in you and whatever is in your on your mind. So these were the 4 types of fear. Oh my gosh, I'm really making this live a lot longer than than my usual ones. So these were the 4 types of fears that came to me as thoughts this morning, and I hope that you're going to be able to overcome any of these fears if you happen to have them in your life. I know that I used to experience all 4 of them, so I had to work with them. I had to do my job on me, okay, to be able to say that yes, they can be overcome, and you can actually put these down and forget about them, but you need to change your mindset first. And of course you can find a lot of mindset trainings on YouTube and any platform basically. I'm sure there is a TED talk about that as well. So just make sure that you give yourself some time and think about what you're afraid of and why you're afraid of that. Because if you can answer the why, then you do have the golden key to forget about that fear and work your way out of it. Okay, it's going to be a very exciting journey, and I do think that it is worth every step of the way. So I hope you're staying healthy. Get out of the flu situation if you happen to be in it. And I really wish you to have a gorgeous day. Be fearless and don't be afraid of anything that is around you, and just work your way out of it if you experience that you do have any kind of fear. So enjoy your day and take care of yourselves. See you tomorrow.